In this video, you will learn how to make a mini tower with balsa wood and super glue. You will need 1/8 inch square balsa wood about 26 centimeters long, 1/16 inch square wood about 46 centimeters long, some super glue, a small piece of tin foil, a pin, some razor blades, some type of tape, piece of printer paper, and a pen or pencil. To start off, you want to mark 25 centimeters from the bottom of the paper. Now you want to do the same thing on the other side. Now you want to draw a line straight across and mark the center of the paper. Now you do the same thing on the bottom. Now you want to mark 5 centimeters away on both sides of the bottom dot. Now you want to mark 3 centimeters away on both sides of the top dot. Now you want to connect the dots to make a trapezoid. Now we will mark the 1/8 inch square balsa sticks, also referred as legs. You will want to mark 0.5 centimeters off the end of the stick. Then you want to draw a line every 5 centimeters till you get to the end of the stick. Now we're going to use that stick to mark the other 3 legs. Now we're going to tape the legs to the piece of paper. I like to add tape to both ends of the stick. Make sure the sticks are outside of the lines that you drew, and line up the 0.5 centimeter mark on the bottom of the paper. You want to make sure the tape is as middle as possible of the lines. Now we're going to add the 1/16 inch square balsa sticks, also referred as cross members. First, you take a ruler and then measure out the distance between them and write them down. My first one's 11.5 centimeters. The next layer will be shorter. If yours isn't shorter as it goes up, then you need to remeasure. I messed up on measuring the second layer, and you can usually tell that you messed up if the displacement between the layers are completely different. Now that you have all the measurements, you want to take your sticks and start cutting them. I like to make one of each layer first, then use that and cut the rest of the cross members using that first one. To hold the razor blade, you want to use your thumb and middle finger to pinch the razor blade, then your index finger right on top and press down. Now that you have one of each, you can start duplicating them. If you're working by yourself, you would need 7 more of each. But if you're working with a partner, you'll only need to make 3 more of each. When you're cutting them, make sure to set the new one aside and always use the first one as a template. Now you want to take your piece of tin foil and fold it in half slightly till it looks like a beak, and then fold it over. And then you want to repeat this around the tin foil till you get something that looks like a bowl. After you're done folding it like that, the walls are usually a little high, so to continue shaping it, you want to fold the walls down in half. Now to add the super glue, you don't want to add too much since you don't actually need that much to make the tower. This is optional, but you can tape the piece of paper onto whatever surface you're working on. Now to attach the cross members, you want to take your pin and get a drop of glue onto it and apply it to the legs. If you're working by yourself, make sure both sides that you make are identical. And if you work with a partner, make sure your partner is going on the same side as you. My direction is left to right. You want to line up the sticks in between the lines and hold it down for a few seconds so the glue will dry. Here's a close-up on how the cross members should look. We're gonna go in a zigzag pattern, so now we're gonna go from right to left. And now continue the pattern all the way to the top. Now that you're finished the zigzag pattern, we're basically gonna go in reverse and go from right to left on the first layer. Now that you've finished this X pattern, you want to glue the intersection of the two cross members. To glue it, you take a bit of glue onto your pin and just swipe it across the middle. You can see how the wood is slightly flexible, so you won't actually break the wood by bending it. Now that you're done, you can carefully take off the tape. You can see that the cross members actually stick out a lot from the legs. we don't want that to stick out. So what we're gonna do is take our razor blade and line it up against the leg and just slice it off. After it's sliced off, you can see that a little bit of the cross member actually fell off. Now you have to do it for the rest. Now I'm just gonna make the other side. It should be exactly the same as the first one that you made. Now that you have two, either from yourself or if you had a partner, you should tape them together onto the piece of paper. On the side, you want to go in reverse and go from right to left as the bottom layer. How even or how square-like your tower will be determined by how well you measured and cut the cross members. If you're with a partner, you can take turns gluing the cross members. When you're gluing these cross members, make sure to gently press on them so you don't break the tower side. Remember to glue the middle. Now that you're done gluing all the cross members on, you're almost finished the tower. As you can see, we still have a bit of the cross members sticking out. These you need to be a lot more careful with to cut out. You want to kind of wiggle your blade around it, like side to side. You don't want to add too much pressure or you might accidentally cut into the leg, which is really bad if you do. Now you're pretty much done the tower. The only thing left to do is sanding the legs, but that won't be shown in this video.